Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of 10K on the Bay. I'm Chris, your host. Today I want to go over 3 keys to business success from Cameron Herold, who wrote the book Double Double, and I think he is an awesome person. I just wanted to share a couple of key points from his book, which I really enjoyed. And I just want to get into it, share a couple of quick ideas, and it was really useful for me, so I wanted to share the idea with you guys. So, Cameron Herold he was the CEO of 1-800-GOT-JUNK. He took him from like 20 million to 100 million. He's a really sharp business consultant now, and basically he has this way of coaching entrepreneurs where he says, what's your 3-year goal? And let's start there. So for me, my goal is to make $10,000 a week online on eBay or Amazon. I'm not sure exactly how. So that's the finish line, and I picked a goal of 10K on the Bay this year, which is doable. I'm positive I can do the 10K part. I don't know if I can hit the profit part. My guess is probably not, but we'll find out. And I'm really enjoying this book, Double Double. And so he says start with the 3-year vision, just to give you an idea, so you're not looking too nearsighted. You don't pick some 20-year-old plan that's also super far into the future. So I have my 3-year plan set, so maybe you guys can pick something that's a different goal or a similar one. And so now there are 3 pillars of success that he went over that I think are amazing, and I just wanted to share them with you because they have really helped me out. Okay, so the first one is faith. So the 3 of them are faith, focus, and effort. So the first one's faith. You really need to believe that you can get there. So I 100% believe that I have the skills to run a $10,000 a week enterprise. Whether I have the discipline to get there or the means is a different story, but I think I'm capable of running that without a doubt. If you were to rank me on a 0 to 100%, I would say I consider myself 100% faithful that I can do that. Now, that could be partly delusional, and I'm okay with that because I think to be an entrepreneur with bigger vision, you kind of need to be a little bit delusional, so I'm fine with that. But basically, you want to times these 3 attributes together to give yourself a likelihood of success. So my faith that I can get there is 100%, so I'm very confident eventually I will hit that goal. So the second thing is focus. Now, just because I have that faith doesn't mean that I'm going to make it. There are 2 other parts involved, and the second part is focus. And here I am like severely lacking. I still have a company that I'm running for Facebook marketing, and it's bringing in decent income, so I'm not ready to get rid of that, which is a tremendous weight on my week because I have to take care of all those ads that I'm running for the businesses that I have as clients. And so focus-wise, I'm already losing in that game. I would say at least 30% because of my other project. And then also, I've got things like YouTube, which have brought me a lot of opportunities, but it's also taking me time. Although I don't actually edit my videos, you guys are just listening to me stream of consciousness, which saves me an amazing amount of time, right? All the YouTubers that you watch that spend a lot of time editing and making quality content for you guys, kudos to those people who spend that time. But I am just basically doing this as a video journal. So I see it as a way for me to journal, and I like it. But it is indeed taking away focus, especially since I get comments and questions that they say the cost of an email can be up to $1. So of time, which makes sense. So if I'm answering last month 5,000 emails or questions or comments, that's $5,000 of time I basically spent on YouTube that I could have been using on my business. So also on top of that, I've created a little mastermind group and a Facebook group, which are also taking time and attention away from my 10,000 a week goal. I do think that my little mini group will help me because I'll learn how 100 people run their business, which I think is very valuable. So I would consider that a little bit recreation. So that's definitely taking some focus away from me, but this goes to my point on Cam saying that focus is critical to reaching your goal. And so right now I put my focus and goal at around 40%. So I think I'm 40% concentrating on um, being successful on the 10K stuff. I'm distracted by some other projects. So 40% is not very strong. So 100% faith doesn't really matter if only 40% of my focus is there, because there's somebody out there that's putting in 100% in, and I'm sure they're gonna have a higher likelihood of success than me because of their focus. So I'm gonna have to learn how to trim, or I'm gonna have to hire someone to help me with my Facebook marketing company. So if you guys out there know someone that be interested in writing ads or posting on Instagram or Facebook for as a side job, let me know. Maybe I can find someone from my YouTube community to take some of that focus time away from me back, so I can get that time back to work on my main project, which is make 10 grand a week. That also being said, I had that goal from the beginning, so I already started hiring people to list for me. I already started to try to create business policies and business systems to try to get my time to get more time so I could work on my project. But again, my score out of 10 on focus is a 4, so I really need to improve that. And then finally, is effort. So your focus times your faith times your effort equals your likelihood of success. I would say my effort right now is pretty high. I spend a good percentage of my day listing or editing or adjusting. My effort level is very high. And I also take time to recharge with my girlfriend and with other projects. The one downside is that my exercises definitely fall into the wayside a little bit, which is a problem because that gives me a lot more energy. Trying to get in the habit of working out every single morning, not quite there yet, but that I think would make my effort a little bit better because I have a clearer mind if I can work out. I mean, Richard Branson said the best advice he can give is to work out, so I agree with that. Whenever I work out or am more active, I work on my business a little bit better. So on a score of 1 to 10 as far as my effort, I would say it's at least an 8. So Cam is making the point that even if you're an 8 out of 10 on all 3 points, that's like a 50% chance that you're going to succeed in your goal. And the super high performers that he meets and he talks to, these are guys that shoot for 100% in at least 2 or 3 of these categories to really get it. And it's starting to make sense to me. When I meet really successful people, they're very focused to the point where they're almost boring because they only do one thing. Like one example is like a gentleman that I follow on Instagram named Watch Me Amazon. His name is Larry. It doesn't appear to me that he's doing other projects. It seems like he wants to be successful on Amazon. 99% of his focus is on Amazon. So it makes sense that he's really successful as far as the focus part, and his effort. I mean, it's amazing. He's like documenting how he's building a huge business. So his focus and his effort is there, and then faith-wise, he's a very confident guy. So I would say the chances of him succeeding are very high. He's over 9 out of 10 in all 3 categories. You can just see that when you look at him. Versus, you'll see people like me, right? I have lots of different ideas, and the focus level is very, very, very low compared to like the laser vision type people. So I think this is really cool. So if you guys want to see how your eBay business is going or your online business, take a look at your focus, your faith. Do you really believe that you can do it? And then your effort level. Those 3 things really should help you. I will say though, since I started this 10K journey, I have very, very, very little leisure time. Like I unfortunately haven't watched a single YouTube video in over a week, for better or worse, of anybody else's channel. Haven't learned too much. I do listen to some podcasts when I'm shipping or listing, but I don't concentrate very well if I'm watching YouTube while I list. So I'm not watching anything while I list. I do listen to some items, but I'm not really watching anything. So it's kind of interesting. As my focus goes towards my goals, other things start to become less important and fall away. For me, obviously, I want to take care of myself first and then my family. and then my business. And if I was a man of faith, that would go before all of that, but I'm not. So that is a trend that I have seen from a lot of people that I meet that are doing very well. They have that balance of taking care of themselves first, to really get to that high level. I will say though, and I was just having a chat with a friend earlier, that I was in a mastermind group that was several $100s a month. It was very expensive. And when I joined that group, I saw a lot of some of the gentlemen in that group did not take very good care of themselves. They were burning the candle at both ends, taking care of their family and taking care of their business, and sometimes they did not take care of themselves. But that was not really the case with the super ultra high level people that didn't really experience as much burnout. They took the time to really self-care, work out. They took the time to eat healthy, and that's really pushing me towards cooking more at home, towards eating less processed stuff, moving away from sugar, eating a lot of smoothies. I'm trying, a level of intermittent fasting, which seems to make me feel really, really good. So hopefully you guys are taking care of your health also. One other thing I want to share is that I'm having difficulty turning it off. I do have time blocked out to work, to hang out with family and friends, but it's not turned off, to be honest. My brain is still racing with customer service issues, or a client from work is not 100% happy, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. So I'm really trying to learn how to focus. Cam said if he could redo all of his business, he would go back and he would never work past 5 p.m. and he would take every single weekend off and he would go on vacation, because you can never get all your work done. There is no end to the work. You can always find new stuff to do, especially as an entrepreneur. It's never ending. And he didn't fully recharge, and that prevented him from growing faster. It's counterintuitive, because I'm very ambitious and I want to own a piece of real estate in California, so it's very expensive. So I often find myself not wanting to waste a single second. I want to just think about how to make money all day, and also, take care of myself and have a good time with my friends. I want everything. I have fear of missing out, right? But really, I am probably not properly resting, so I'm not properly working. So working on trying to find a little bit more balance. I'm not saying complete work-life balance. I don't think that's truly possible to be completely balanced. You got to have seasons, right? Some areas you're working harder, but I think I really want to focus on taking care of myself. Mentally, I feel like I'm in a great place. Physically, I need to improve a little bit more. So this is a little bit of a different video for you guys. It's not 100% eBay, but I do think this applies to any kind of business. Kamal Ravikant also wrote a book called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. That book is excellent. It's rated one of the best business books and has nothing to do with business. So hopefully this video helps you guys a little bit with the inner game. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, leave me a comment. If you dislike it, let me know too. You can always email me at 10konthebay@gmail.com. I will eventually respond to you. Thank you so much for you guys for your support, and fully appreciate it. Check out my Patreon page if you guys want to. And I'm really, really, really enjoying my calls. So my idea of focusing on 100 people has been amazing. I think it's probably 30% full now. I've really surrounded myself with really, really cool people, and that sense of community gives me a sense of purpose beyond just making money, which I've always been more about having a good time than making money. But when I turn 30, I'm 32 now. When I hit 30, it's sort of hit me that I'm gonna be an old man before I start having kids or anything, because I was just having way too much fun. So I was on the other side of the spectrum of growing up as an Asian kid. My parents were very strict, so I basically had to do I had to just work really hard. I have a good work ethic because of them. But as soon as I got a car, as soon as I graduated high school, I was just I'm free. I can finally do whatever I want. I kind of went off the deep end as far as having fun. And now, I paid for it, because now in my 30s, I'm catching up when I could have just been more conservative in my 20s and not basically I didn't miss a single thing in my 20s. Like every single event, trip, um, dinner, like every single fun thing that you're supposed to practice some self-discipline and not go, I went to every single one of those. So for better or worse, I don't regret it, except for, I just think of the insane amount of money and time I spent on all those experiences. Better that than a lot of materialistic stuff, but as you guys know, I used to work for Lexus, and that made a ton of money. So I'm in the Bay Area. It's a wealthy area when you're in sales. I was fortunate to sit by a very successful salesperson and just copy all of his habits. So I was definitely killing it in my 20s when I was working there. But now definitely on my own journey. I'm inventing my own job since I basically left Lexus. And it's been great. It's been fun. I encourage all of you guys to create your own journey, but if I could redo it, I would have not quit my job. I would have kept my job, and I would have slowly built up my company over time. Instead, what I did was I rashly quit my job. I burned through all my savings trying to start a bunch of different companies, including an app, which I spent close to $80,000 on, and that basically destroyed me financially. So. And I made a huge mistake of trying to create a tech company without a technical founder. So if you guys are trying to do an app or trying to make something in the tech industry, please have a technical founder. In my opinion, I think it is critical if you want to make it. All we were doing is trying to work with developers, and I'm a salesperson, so salespeople and developers technically don't get along usually because we're like, why doesn't it do this? So I thought it would work because I'd be the end user of the app, and I knew what I wanted it to do, but not being able to make it do what you wanted to do really sucks. So that's something that I think. I was just listening to a podcast of Warby Parker, the eyeglasses company. By the way, these are just a fashion statement. But yeah, as far as Warby Parker, they started grassroots, and they started with 125 grand, and they actually took pens from TD Bank rather than buying pens. And I think that's just so cool. They spent all their money trying to make their business work, instead of in Silicon Valley, it's really trendy to get t-shirts and all this crazy branding stuff done that doesn't actually help your customer. That's really trendy in the Bay. So it's just cool to watch how Warby Parker grew. If you guys want to check out that success company, they're like $1 billion company now, but it was just three college MBA students that put that together. So hope you guys are having a great day. Have a great weekend. I'm headed to Moab, Utah for a wedding. I'm going to try my best to not think about work when I'm there. I'll be back on Monday, and have a good one, guys.